Hello, Leo, and welcome to your July forecast. I hope this month is getting off to a really great start for you, and this is hopefully going to provide you with the necessary GPS or the information that you need to navigate the month. That's my goal every month. So if you haven't tuned in before, just a reminder, you can use all of these videos for your sun, your rising, and your moon if you happen to know them. Otherwise, just go with your sun sign. And I like to begin the readings with some channeled information, and then I get into the cards. And I meditate on your sign and also the deck of cards that I'm going to use. And as I was doing that, to get your channeled information, I got an image of a satellite dish that was moving or repositioning. So your channeled information this month is just that, to reposition. And so there's a symbolic and also sort of like dictionary definition of this, but what I'm really getting is the more of the symbolic one, which is where we think about a satellite is capable of sending and receiving, but in order to do so, it has to sometimes change its point of view, point of reference, or direction. A lot of times the lens with which we see or through which we see the world is given to us from our friends, our family, our teachers, our culture, and what is necessary sometimes is to sort of like look up or beyond or in a different direction from what we've been taught. That's really what your opportunity is going to exist in this month. And also where you can excel is when you decide to take a pause, reposition yourself, and think, I hadn't thought of it this way. And another thing, for some of you, it might just be about receiving, because the satellite sends and receives. So maybe listening to different points of view, looking at, even constructive criticism and trying to take that in. So in summary, be flexible, pay great attention to the signs and information around you, and don't be afraid to shift perspective. All right, let's take a look at the cards. I know that's why you all tuned in, so let's see what we have this month for you. As I'm shuffling it, a reminder of how I structure the second part of the reading. I will pull 10 cards, put it into a Celtic cross, and then after this I'll pull a catalyst. And the catalyst card, much like the title, you can infer from that, it is basically what sets the month into motion. Additionally, I will expand this into health, wealth, love, and destiny, but I first want to just see what the month itself is bringing for you, and we'll go from there. Looks like you're going to be busy. I can see that already. All right, so let's take a look at that catalyst card, and then I'll begin to break down what I'm seeing for you. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the catalyst, which is great, and you'll notice that it says fate. And here's what I think about this card, and I also think about fate. I think that we have some lessons and opportunities that we kind of come on this planet and choose to experience and decide. But I think free will is very much existent in all lifetimes, on all planes here. So don't feel like you're stuck. That's the one thing that I'm getting. Like, oh, I've decided to marry this person and I don't like it and I'm stuck, or I've been told that I can't do this and I'm never going to get out of this, so I'm stuck. The Wheel of Fortune is about shifting perspective, shifting out of it. It's about momentum and movement, and it's about value from change and growth. So what your main thing here is, make your own fate. A lot of times, because I watched movies in the 80s and my guides sometimes work with kind of like pop culture references, but I'm also getting a quick throwback to I think it was Terminator 2, where Sarah Connor kind of put in no fate on the on a picnic table, meaning that there's no fate but that which you make. So I believe you've set up opportunities within this lifetime, and you have free will to decide what to do with them, and the fate is how you react to all of this, but you can adjust it. That's why we do this every month, so you can see what's coming around the corner. So remember, the only time things are set is when you decide that your future is set. If you say to yourself, I can't do this, you've already failed. If you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, well, you're headed in the right direction, and that's really what successful people think is, I'm getting this done, I'm going to do this. The really crazy successful ones think nothing can stop me. And while that's not necessarily realistic or true, that pushes them through the challenges. So I want you to think past your situation and to hold on to the idea that I'm more powerful than people think, and I'm going to be able to make this happen. Okay, so I really want you to work on self-esteem this month too, and that's really what the Fate card is talking about. All right, as we look at the tarot for this month, we have Two of Wands in the center. Great time for planning, but I want you to take some time, first of all, to relax a little bit because we have the Nine of Swords, and take care of your sleep. A lot of times, the reason that this shows up with a person in bed is you might be having trouble either having a full night's sleep or feeling rested after you've slept. So I want you to think about, first of all, tuning things out before you go to bed. So if you have a television in your bedroom, you kind of want to observe quiet hours or something. So after like 9 o'clock, turn that off. If you're used to sleeping with your phone right by you, there's a nighttime mode on a lot of major brands, and you can sort of make sure that anything but the most urgent call is going to be blocked out. And you probably want to put the phone face down so the monitor isn't up. So you want to start to create a sacred space in your bedroom, free of electronic interference. And maybe, you want to kind of create like mood lighting or listen to some gentle music or mantra music and start to create a sacred space. And meditate before you go to bed and when you wake up. So a lot of this is fear. And so the other note for this, for those of you who are sleeping well or just don't want to try that because it seems too outlandish, take a deep breath, recognize the fear for what it is, and try not to hold on to the feelings that much. I really do think, though, it's time for many of you to do some self-care this month because we have Nine of Swords, 10 of Swords, and 7 of Swords. The 9 is fear, the 10 is exhaustion, and the 7 is an issue of trust. So we've got a lot going on here, and it's going to manifest itself here in the body. So the sooner you can quiet your mind, the easier this is going to be, but you're probably going to have to attack it from both ends. So again, working on meditation, maybe talking to a therapist. For those of you that are just tired and can afford it, finding either a way to go to the gym and work out, maybe getting massage therapy or some sort of body work, it'll be very good for you. For those of you that don't feel like there's anything wrong with your body, what I'm seeing here instead is a lot of challenges when it comes to relationships. Because the 10 of Swords usually comes as a binary end to something. 9 and 10 of Swords showing something coming to a head, usually an argument when we have 10 of Swords. It's about words that have spilled out and that have done damage that you can't sort of undo. The High Priest in reverse showing someone here who either is very controlling or with whom you can't sort of argue because they want to win. And what I see here, for those of you stuck in this situation, you really have to see how much of yourself you've given up here. Because the Four of Cups is a card of compromise. And I don't want you to feel like you're compromising for somebody else's betterment. And also, whenever I see the Five of Wands and we're looking at relationships, it's a question of how much work is this worth. The other thing here with the Moon card, for some of you, it may be a matter of safety. And if it is, please take care of yourself. Ask for assistance, safety first. And for those of you that are just afraid, because these two cards go hand in hand, it's almost like walking on broken glass. So if you're going through anything like that, I encourage you to seek the assistance you need. Don't be afraid to do whatever you need to do to get away from that person because it seems difficult. Okay, for those of you that are feeling physically well, are not dealing with sort of an abusive or controlling person, what we're looking at instead is overcoming your own doubts and fears this month. And really there's two things that are creating them. First of all, emotionally, things need to be a little bit more balanced this month. So I feel like you've been putting a lot of energy into work because we have the Five of Wands in your environment, the 10 of Swords in your recent past, and this very cognitive 7 of Swords here in the outcome position. And so I need you to rest your mind a little bit. And this is either through physical activity, running. I really do think it's important to break a sweat on this a little bit. The other thing is to just change your mental channel, and I talk about this a lot, but for you, you need to sort of like remove yourself from the situation and do something almost completely out of character. Like if you're very kind of like much of a bookworm or something, I want you to find your way to an amusement park or a theme park and ride a roller coaster, try something really different. Or if you haven't been outside for weeks, like go to the beach or to the pool, or and if you've been sedentary for a long time, try taking a run or a long walk after work or before work. I need you to do something that really creates a rapid and immersive change of scenery, and kind of like kicks your endorphins into second gear, because right now it seems like things are off as far as your normal coping mechanisms. If everything is feeling good this month, then these cards are actually saying it's a little tricky dealing with other people in your life, relationships. Four of Cups upright, Princess of Cups reversed, and Five of Wands showing that you'll have to do most of the work. You're going to have to, that shifting of perspectives, that repositioning, you're going to have to really be empathic this month in order to be successful in places of business and also in your own relationships. I would say this month, not a great time to start new relationships. If you're in an existing one, pick and choose your battles and try not to take sides. If your partner's trying to say, like, isn't that right? You could just say, I'm not sure. I have to think that through. But I support what you're going through if you want to know that. You can find different ways of supporting them without, or affirming sort of like, I know you're going through a tough time. Let's talk it through. I can't give you the answer you're looking for right away. That may frustrate them, but it may also push them to do something that's not the easy way out. And your job this month is to kind of facilitate deeper thought for them. All right, so a little tricky overall energy for you, but I will say this, right at the center, I do like that we have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So instead of getting in the weeds with everything else, your opportunity this month is to plan and to think proactively about the future, to rest, to get out of other people's business, focus on your own. And it is a good time to look at small details. And instead of, if you're not trusting or not feeling comfortable with something, have a lawyer look at it, have a friend look at it, if it's a contract, or talk to somebody, but try not to immediately kind of go to a negative space with that. Okay, so a little tricky, but definitely something you can navigate. Great opportunities with building physical health this month, and also with creating plans for the next 2 or 3 months. It's a month of planning, not so much a month of doing. You can wait a little bit, and I would think if you wait until after the 7th or 8th of the month, things will get much easier for you. The first week is the trickiest. All right, so let's take a look now at your health card, expanding the forecast out. This is your mind, body, and spirit all combined into one card. And your health message this month is to look at your intuition. We have the third eye chakra. This is also associated with vision and sinuses. So what I would take special care is if there's any sort of history of glaucoma, sinus infections, or anything sort of in this area, I want you to take a look at that. And also, it's basically saying, as I was sort of alluding to earlier, meditation is really going to benefit you, particularly with your sleep. Having more harmonious sleep if you've been having trouble with that. So don't be afraid to try new types of meditation and to clear your mind, clear your space. And I think that's pretty much it. With third eye, again, pressure. If you're feeling any sort of pressure, tension, headaches, etc., that's why I was saying a massage would be good. But you can also get that looked at if you're having migraines. But it's going to centralize in this area. Okay? Let's take a look now at we looked at health. Let's look at wealth. And I'm using a Ganesha deck this month to help everyone overcome obstacles, because my goal is for us to all be very prosperous. I want you to not feel blocked and not feel frustrated when it comes to work. So we have a harmony card that's been coming up a lot, even though I shuffle. And so what this is saying is to focus, first of all, on being balanced yourself. And second of all, looking at things as not you winning or other people losing. It's actually a group effort. So focus on, when possible, kind of playing the mediator role, which is, it's not you versus me, it's us. Us versus no one. It's just us. We're in this together. And that's what I would remind people to sort of convey in work situations. And for those of you that are retired or in relationships, the work enters there. That's still relationships that help you with your sort of prosperity, with getting along from day to day. So the big message this month is, don't pick a fight, try to get along. If you're already sort of moving out of a relationship, because we see that with the Ten of Swords, then try to do so in the sort of kindest way possible. It's not about proving who's right and who's wrong. All right, we looked at health and wealth. Let's look at love. And we have downloads and understanding, which really fits in nicely with the repositioning. It says truth is being revealed, deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Again, meditation is going to be very key. Your higher self is also what this is referring to. Don't be afraid to really listen to that, even when someone else thinks your intuition's off. It's not. You have to trust your gut and your higher self. Now let's take a look at your Destiny card, which really serves as a wayfinding card to see if you're on the right track, if you're happy with the direction that you're headed in. This is seeing what that satellite that we were talking about is picking up. So we received the Sage of Crystals. And the Sage of Crystals is saying two things. First of all, take time to think about things before you take an action. Just like the traditional medium here, this person is giving things great thought. Sage, and also implying that you are asking for assistance if you need it or seeking out that assistance. And the other thing is, this is also about staying grounded, because believe it or not, the way to sort of really channel the best intuition is to start with your grounding and then work up and open up all the chakras. So this month I need you to kind of focus on your lower chakras as much as your upper chakras, for those of you that meditate a lot. And for those that don't, it's about taking a few deep breaths and feeling like you are okay before you start to panic and think about where you want to go. It's really taking a moment to just be present. So that's going to help you throughout the month, okay? Let's combine everything and bring focus to what I've talked about today. Your channeled information, again, was to be open, to be flexible, to reposition when and if necessary. And your catalyst card is saying this is a month of opportunity if you decide to reposition. The Wheel of Fortune shows good luck when it comes to work and money. And I really do see that overall, in regards to those two areas, you're in a good place, because I didn't see anything that was showing a lacking of work or money. Really, the key thing for you, the big challenge for you, is with relationships. So with work and money, plan, because we have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Wands. For relationships, try not to spread yourself too thin. Try not to put yourself up against someone who only likes to win. On the same token, if you're feeling like this is abusive or not conducive to your happiness, it's a month to walk away, to pick your battles, and sometimes just realize Seven of Swords can be about cutting losses. I also want you to pay close attention and make sure you're happy. These are two very frustrated individuals in these cards. So Seven of Swords means really take a look at all the fine print and make sure that you're okay with it. The Four of Cups means don't compromise everything. Also, don't forget that there might be some opportunity on the horizon that's there if you open your eyes. For your health card, pay special attention to areas like the eye, sinus, and any sort of migraines that you might be experiencing in your life. Also, just meditation will be very helpful for things like sleep, which we talked about earlier. For wealth, remembering that in careers and also just any sort of relationship where there's power, it's actually about the balance. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, who's winning, who's losing. For love, it's about listening as much as you can, trying to be empathic, and understanding that, as this card says, there's been a truth that's been revealed. So even if it didn't work out the way you wanted, it's happening for the best. Lady Venus also reminding you to take time to just be with your partner. Be present, be in the physical sense with your partner, like right next to them. It's important to have face time. Don't be afraid to ask for help, stay grounded, and then allow yourself to really expand your horizons when it comes to meditation or learning new things, but you have to be grounded first. I hope this was helpful for you. It's always my pleasure to take a look at what's happening and hopefully give you those, like I said, wayfinding beacons or GPS to sort of navigate the month. If you'd ever like more of a specific read just on what's going on in your life, I do offer personal readings, so there'll be a link at the very end of the video. Also, it's in the description area if you just want to click before that. If you'd like to stay in touch, the easiest way on YouTube is just to do subscribe and then also opt into the notifications by clicking the bell. You can also connect with me on my newsletter, and there'll be a link in the description below to do that. And I send out a note every month when I post new videos. This month I'm going to try something new, so you'll have to let me know if you like it. I'm going to do weeklies. There's been, I think for 2 years, people have been asking me to do that. So I'm going to give it a trial run this month, and I'll see how it feels. So keep an eye out for that. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you'd like. And I think that's about it. If this was really helpful and you'd like to give back, there's also a donation button, but that's up to you. So if you feel like it, great. If not, no pressure. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you. Every month, you guys make it worth my while. The support, the comments, the likes almost immediately makes me understand that I'm reaching out and making a difference. So it means a lot. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. I wish you much love, abundance, and happiness. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.